In this video, I will be explaining how to draw or plot a cumulative frequency curve, which is also called an ogive. And we are going to use the data that we've been developing from the previous videos. Now, our data has daily wages, those are X dollars, and the cumulative frequency. Now, when we are plotting a cumulative frequency curve, we are going to plot wages and cumulative frequency. So your cumulative frequency is always on the x-axis, on the y-axis, sorry, and your wages or your x are going to be on the x-axis. You need to be able to choose a scale. Your scale has to be in such a way that your graph covers 3/4, at least 3/4 of the whole graph paper. Not too small that it's the values, the graph is so squashed together you can't read the values from the graph, and not too big that it doesn't fit, but at least 3/4, so that if you wanted to read something from the graph, you are able to. Some few points to note: our cumulative frequency curve is drawn with free hands in pencil, Y pencil, so that you are able to erase and correct. There are no edges or corners, but drawn with free hand, going through all the points. And most times it's in an S curve. It's in an S curve. Okay, so how does the graph for this data looks like? I already have it pre-plotted, so it will be like this. Now we want to look at it and analyze it. So we have daily wages. It's very important for every graph to have a heading or a title. So over here we have daily wages. That's our title. Always make sure your graph has a title. There is a scale and the axes are labeled. Like on the x-axis, it's their wages, and also has the units. This is where it's applicable, and on this side would have cumulative frequency. Now this sign over here means that there are very many numbers between 0 and where I want to start from. You notice that my wages start from 100. So if I was to draw a graph from 100, either the scale has to be very big, that I'm counting in 100, 200, or 50s, but then it would mean that my graph will start from over this side. So we put this sign to show the person reading the graph that there are very many numbers here. Then I start from 100. Okay? Then, like we said earlier, the graph has to be in an S shape. In an S shape. That's how a cumulative frequency graph looks like. In practice, you get your scale, make sure it's well balanced. Remember, a scale should have equal intervals: 100, 105, 110, 115. It can't go 100, 110, 115. The intervals have to be the same on both axes. Then it's well balanced, well spaced out, and my graph covers at least 3/4 of the graph paper.